Well, here we are then, boys and girls. Let's now race against the Paris champion, also known as Parfait, who was driving a car called the Modo Prego, and if you can clearly see the shape and design, well, it's based off of a Porsche 911 GT3 996. At least I think that's the make and model, and this thing comes in 5 colours, I think. Okay, it's just 4 colours. So we've got silver, red, green, and is that blue? Something tells me that's blue. Yeah, fuck it. I'll drive this thing in blue. I was initially thinking, because this is an Aston Martin, I should drive it in green.
Parfait used to be a right looker back in the day. Now she just looks like a donkey's bum. Guess that's why she's such an old scrubber these days.
But ultimately I just decided green. Sorry, I decided blue because, well, I quite like this blue. Anyway, let's see how long this race takes. And judging by what I've seen so far, it's going to be pretty long. But we'll wait and see. Well, off to a better start than I could have anticipated at this stage. And pretty loose there in the grass, but either way, doesn't matter because, well, I reckon this way is going to be the optimal way, but
Here comes Parfait. Watch yourself.
only time will tell. If this move either benefits me or not. It's a long race, so there is plenty of time for me to make up, but it depends on knowing... if I'm going to receive the betterment or the worsenment of this whole thing. Although judging by the way this race has gone so far, I would say it's probably going to be the worsenment. But I'm heading this way because, well, that's where the leaders are heading.
Did you? Watch what you're doing with that car. Mon Dieu, I've never gotten so high up.
And basically heading downhill back to where I was before, and taking the roads that Parfait is taking. She probably does know where she's going from here, and likewise I will follow her.
See if you can keep up with me, imbecile.
And what do you know, I've benefited from following her because I am right behind her at the moment, which amazes me. Now I'm going to use a shot of nitrous. And at the moment, things are not going quite as well as I would have hoped they would. But that's okay because, well, I'm still in the hunt. Or at least I was still in the hunt. And now it looks like my car is going to be demolished. But I'm still trying because I have to. If you never try, you'll never know. And other cliches similar to that one. Okay. I'm actually running pretty good at the moment. Okay. Gonna use the slipstream turbo. I very nearly lost control of this thing. No, just gotta make sure I hit my marks. And there we go. I actually won this race first try. How the hell did I do that? I will never know. But I somehow won this race on my first try. So then it was Rahi who finished in second, Jasmine was third, Parfait finishes fourth ahead of Tai, Elora sixth. Were there 7 of us in this race? I got a feeling there was. Well, I'll give whoever the 7th placed runner is a minute. Is that someone coming to the finish? Yes it is. It was Xavier who came to the finish. And he was over a minute behind Elora. And nearly a minute and 25 seconds behind me, the race winner. Anyways, might as well get a replay whilst I'm here, just because, well, I know the next race is going to be in the fog, and well, I'm really not looking forward to driving in the fog, in all honesty. I gotta say, it was amazing to think that it only took me about 5 seconds into the race before I actually used that slipstream turbo. But either way, I came back from my errors and I was able to successfully win my first race with Parfait. And I think once I've won the second race, that's basically going to be where I then advance to Tokyo. Which, by the way, is going to be the 3rd city that we travel to in this game, and then once we're done with that, I think we go up against the world champion, if I'm not mistaken. Which will pretty much end off the game. But yeah, I mean, this car is very similar to an Aston Martin Vanquish. It's almost a look-alike. And I can definitely give the people over at Rockstar San Diego a ton of credit for making this car look so identically similar to the Aston Martin Vanquish. Actually, I was wondering if I should have kept with that view. Oh well. I don't think it really matters. But either way, I followed Parfait in which direction she was going, and at the end of the day, it actually paid off. If you can believe it. Okay, well, anyway. Okay, I think that should do it. Anyways, let's now continue the career and move on to our second race with Parfait.
I was crowned the Belle de l'année. Any man in the world used to be mine. Abruti! You are not even close to being good enough!
I'd like to say that remark is very offensive.
When you hit the checkpoints. Oui?
Although then again, when I'm not running on a full stomach, then well, I do tend to run better. At least as long as I've had something that'll hold me off for at least in the region of about, I'd say, well, 4 to 5 hours at the least. But anyway. Second race with Parfait. You know what? I'm just gonna mute myself once I get onto the straight, because I don't think I'm gonna win this by constantly talking to myself. I actually need to concentrate here if I'm gonna properly win this, or I'll consider it. Why does there have to be so much traffic as well as so much fog? I don't even think the two-wheel drive mechanism could help me out here. Okay, going round the Arc de Triomphe this time because that seems to be the optimum way. And I just hit Parfait. Well, at least I can say the leader didn't get away without some damage, which helps me somewhat. Okay. Okay, do have a slipstream turbo, but am I going to use it? No. Because I think I already know what's going to happen next, before I even try it. Well, at least I'm up into second.
What are you doing? Kissing people like that?
Hey, it's a lot easier to cross over to the pavement than it is to basically kill myself in heavy traffic, which is what would have happened. Also, you've got no rights to trash talk because you're literally running at the back. So what gives you the physical rights to trash talk that way to me? Plus, you're pretty much no different than me. Even if there weren't people on the pavement, you'd still wind up doing the same things I do. Can't really say that I'm proud of it, but either way it doesn't matter because, well, at the end of the day it's a game. And in a gaming world, it doesn't matter. Well, unless you're playing Grand Theft Auto, then it might matter. Why did that bus have to be there exactly? What, was it just literally wanting to throw me off guard or something? Because something tells me that bus was basically fucking with me. Okay, don't want to miss this. Also going to use a burnout there so I don't lose any speed when I get going again. And through there I go. I'm actually leading this race now for the first time. Maybe if it's possible I won't have to meet myself to win this time around. Okay. Okay, keeping in control, using my boost. Finally. As I have now won the Modo Prego. I really thought for sure the game was going to crash there for a moment. But either way, it shouldn't matter because, well, I beat Parfait in the end by 7 seconds. So, Xavier finishes in second ahead of Rahi, Ty was 4th, Parfait 5th, Elora finishes in 6th, and it was Jasmine who finished in last. And that only took me 49 minutes to get through both of those races. I've already got a replay recorded, so let's just move on to our next cutscene.
I used to be better than this kind of trash. I hope you lose your control and sink this car in the sand.
I can't wait to start that hot club gig in Tokyo. A dream come true. I'll bring along the Vortex, my boy swipe from Primo. I'm off to Tokyo. I'm really pumped for it. Hey, thanks for the car. I'll see you later.
By the way, the Vortex 5 was basically the car that Gina got once we beat Primo. Because that, ironically, was the same Vortex which Primo had used in his first race, but we didn't win it because, well, there's another guy we have to take on who's driving the same car. And oh boy, is that one going to be an ordeal because, well, we are now in Tokyo. And well, to put it simply, Tokyo is basically going to be a madhouse. Anyway, this is the car that we win from Parfait. It is called the Modo Prego, and as I said before, it's based largely off of a Porsche 911 GT3 996 Area 51 race team. And that's now all of the racers in Paris beaten. And we now have just one city left in this game, and that is Tokyo. So with that, let's move on to Tokyo.